The sun is setting on another beautiful day in Bali, and I have a question for you and for me. I'm going to share my answer to it as it is so far, as it is right now. The question is, what is the best way to spend your time now? So as item 69 left a comment in the previous video, time is our most precious asset. With our time, we can focus it or not focus it. We can be present. We can invest it into the future and build our best future, or we can just invest it in the now and get those instant pleasure in the now. And I think the way that we spend our time is a constant negotiation. It's a constant calculation of how much time we're investing for our future selves and how much of it we're kind of using and juicing in the now. And one thing that I've noticed that I do quite a lot in my life is I look at ways for me to be able to get the most of the now, to be able to enjoy the now and invest in my future self. And the way I've done that is by enjoying what I do, enjoying creating videos, creating content, building brands and businesses. And I've always looked at how can I minimize the less fun, the less enjoyable aspects of that. So I've always looked at how can I minimize the stuff that isn't as enjoyable, how can I automate that, how can I make that part of the whole process more efficient. This is an excuse for me to enjoy a sunset even deeper than I would have, right? I might have gone to the beach and enjoyed it by myself, but now with you and the camera, I'm looking how can I set this up to give you guys a beautiful moment, to share in this beautiful moment. And that's actually what I love the most in terms of spending my time. It's sharing beautiful moments with other people. I've had many beautiful moments by myself, but when there's another person there with you in that moment, it adds another dimension. It creates something that becomes a memory, a shared memory. I recently just got a message from a friend who I spent many of my days in Whistler in Canada having all kinds of fun. He now has 3 kids in Australia. He sends his wishes and we have a memory to reminisce of these magical moments that we shared together. And it's a way that we can extend that moment. We can create more of those magical moments in the now by doing that. So when it comes to doing business and the hard work involved in creating real value for a person or a business, some of that stuff feels like there's no enjoyment in the now, and it's all, an investment for the unknown future. And that's always been a more challenging part of how I've kind of approached things. So I've had to learn to overcome my resistance to that stuff that is completely boring, repetitive, and tedious in order for me to build these businesses that I want. So when it comes to business, we have an option to help a lot of people a little bit, or we help a few people a lot. And when I'm thinking through how I'm best going to spend my time, I'm looking at things where I can enjoy what I'm doing, being obsessed about, and that's why looking at, okay, the video, content, marketing, storytelling is the fun part that I enjoy doing. I'm following the path of most excitement for me. If I was in a tribe and we needed food and someone said, oh, let's go hunt squirrels, and someone else said, oh, let's hunt some buffalo, and then someone said, oh, let's go hunt a whale, I'd probably go with the whale. I like big adventures, big challenges, something that requires every ounce of your creative energy and output and challenge and adventure. And so I think that's why I've ended up doing what I'm currently doing. And the way that I'm starting to do that is building out systems and workflows and using AI to give me the power of an enterprise, a media creation powerhouse in my pocket, this phone. The fascinating part of this transformation that we're going through with AI is that it really levels the playing field in a lot of senses. Right now, enterprises are starting to pilot with their own code bases and custom LLMs. So they're basically taking their internal company knowledge and they're adding on custom chat GPTs. And that's how they're currently doing it. There's a lot of pilots around that. And now this year it looks like they're starting to pilot with a lot of agents. Agents are kind of like sentient workflows. A lot of times people say agent and it's really just an automated set of processes, but agents are going to become more sentient. They're going to take more initiative when it comes to what they're being told to do. Companies are going to be full of hybrid teams of agents and humans in the loop to achieve company goals. So yes, enterprises are going to have a huge advantage in this, but individuals are now able to leverage their time in ways we have never seen before. We are at an incredible inflection point. I've been starting to play around with image and video and voice AI generation, where I'm starting to create content. I'm not super excited with the type of content that it's creating yet. But I am paying attention to it. The thing that I'm really excited about is Notebook LM. Notebook LM is by Google. If you have Google Workspace, you might already have the subscription. And it is a way for you to build your own knowledge base and actually start talking to your content. Now, you can actually select the individual files you want to talk about. It will also automate a podcast conversation between two AI hosts. And you can click join and actually join in with your voice with that conversation. The different tech and innovations are happening all over the place, but one thing is becoming sure that everyone needs to do, and that's structure their data. So using something like this is super powerful. So doing this as a coach, a consultant, a creator is a smart. You're able to produce all types of content. You're able to produce newsletters. You're able to produce, you're able to train staff. You're able to do a lot of different things, and those things are going to continually to get more and more wild as you go. And your knowledge base is kind of the core of all of it. So starting to make moves like that is a very good idea. And so I hope that clarifies my answer to what is the best way to spend your time, particularly in 2025, in this reality that we live in, where we have a chance like never before to have a choice about how we spend our time, to actually be able to create an intention about how we spend our time. We've never had this opportunity to do it so wildly specialized to our heart's desires. So to sum it up, what is my answer to the question? The best way to spend my time is to create more magical moments with people I enjoy spending time with, as I invest in assets that create more freedom of time, location, and finances. That's my answer. What's your answer? I'm curious to know. What is the best way to spend your time?